Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Memria, who the lecturer in this subject, and all of my friends. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Ica Pramadani Alia, 19010 55 103. And now I want to explain you about the difference between idioms and proverbs. So for the first, let's talk about idioms. So idioms are expressions that have figurative meanings that differ from the literal meanings of the word within them. They add color and depth to language. So I will give you the 4 examples of idioms. The first example is break the ice, is to initiate conversation in a social setting. Maybe I will give you example sentence first. John told a joke to break the ice at the party. And the second example is a piece of cake. It's described about something very easy to do, and the example sentence is, after studying for the weeks, the test was a piece of cake for Emily. And the third example is burning the midnight oil. It's described or meaning working late into the night. The example sentence is, to finish the project on time, they had to burn the midnight oil. And the last example is spill the beans. It's described or meaning to reveal a secret, and the example sentence is, Tom accidentally spilled the beans about the surprise party. And let's go talk about the proverbs. So the conclusion of idioms are often vary from one language or culture to another. So it's important to understand or see the context first in which they are used. So let's go talk about the proverbs. Proverbs are short, traditional saying that offer advice or express a truth based on the common sense experience. They are often metaphorical in nature and have been passed down through generations. So I will give you 4 examples for the proverbs. The first example is, actions speak louder than words. Is what someone does is more important than what they say. So the example sentence is, instead of promising to help, she cleaned up the entire kitchen without being asked. Actions speak louder than words. And the second example is, better late than never. It's better to do something late than do not do it all. Okay, so the example sentence is, he apologized for missing the meeting and submitted his report late, but everyone agreed that it was better late than never. Okay, the third is, the early bird catch the worm. It's mean being protective and getting started early leads to success. And the example sentence or example, what is that? Example reality is, she arrived at the stronger when it's open and managed to get the leg ticket for the concert. The early bird catch the worm. Okay, I think the last example is, honest is best. Honest is best police. It's better to be honest than to lie. So the example reality in real life is, even though it was difficult, he told his boss the truth about the mistake he made. He believed that. So the conclusion of the proverbs are often carry cultural wisdom and are valuable tools for teaching moral lessons and value. Okay, thanks for the watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Dinda Mutiara Andini. I'm from 4B in Introduction to Linguistic class, and in this video I would like to tell you about the definition of idioms and also the example, and then the definition of proverb and also the example. To understand about that, let's take a look. Okay, so let's talking about the meaning of idioms. An idiom is a phrase that has a meaning you wouldn't be able to deduce from the meaning of the individual words, or we can say in the simple way that idiom's meaning isn't the real meaning as it was said. The first example is break a leg. Break a leg. Yeah, break a leg. Break a leg, which means fighting. Not like fighting, but like fighting to support someone. It doesn't mean that we really want to break someone's leg, but break a leg, it means like you want to give someone's spirits, so fighting. And for the next example is the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court, meaning a decision is up to you. It's up to you. The decision is on yours. And the next, you can say that again. You can say that again. It means that is true. That is true. And the next example is beat around the bush. Beat around the bush. It means to avoid saying something. To avoid saying something. Beat around the bush. And the next, hit the sack. Hit the sack. It means go to bed. Go to bed. Hit the sack. And the last is kick the bucket. Kick the bucket. Kick the bucket. It means to die. To die. It means kick the bucket. So don't kick the bucket. Okay, so that was the example, the definition of the idioms, and I will continue into the proverb. Let's start with the definition. The definition of proverb is a short sentence that people often quote. Yeah, it's something like a quote, which give advice or tells you something about life. Well, to understand what is proverb is, let's go to the example. Okay, so for the first example is action speaks louder than words. Well, this is a common proverb that we usually hear everywhere. Action speaks louder than words, which means this proverb to reverse to the fact that we can say things we do not mean, but in order to prove them, we need to take a physical provement like that. And the other example is better late than never. Better late than never. Well, we know this as a common proverb also. Well, for example, although she missed the deadline, she still submit her assignment, thinking it's better than ever. And the last example is all that glitters is not gold. All that glitters is not gold. Well, do you get the meaning that even glitters is sparkling, it's not as valuable as a gold. So all that glitters not a gold. Well, how do you think about idioms and proverbs? Which one do you prefer to say, and which one do you oftenly hear everywhere that commonly you heard in the social media or what your friends say, proverb or idioms? Well, and the last I say thank you for watching this video, and thank you for your attention, and well, see you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, this is Salman Fibriansyah and my student number is 22010550068, and this video will be about idiom versus proverbs. So, what is idiom? So, in general, idiom is bunch of nonsense words that provide in clause form that have another meanings. So, what the clause says is not real. It's not really what the meaning is. For example, to hit the hay. That doesn't mean you really to have hit the hay, but that means to go to sleep. Another example is have a frog in one's throat. That means you have a croaky voice. And the third example is have ants in one pants. That means to be restless or unable to sit still. It's usually due to excitement or nervous. And the fourth is have one's head in the clouds. That means daydreaming or doesn't really pay attention to what is happening around. And the fifth is have beds in the belfry. That means to be eccentric or slightly crazy. After we know what is proverbs, I mean idioms and its examples, now we jump to the proverbs. So what is proverbs? So in short, proverbs is a traditional saying that offers advice, wisdom, or general truth about life. For example, the early bird catch the worm, but the second mouse get the cheese. That means it's fine if you want to quick or early to take advantage or opportunity, but it's also observe first before you acting. The second example is a watch pot never boils, but the neglected one burns the stew. This proverb advises against being overly impatient or focused on something, as it can seem to take longer to happen. And the last example for the proverb is when life gives you lemons, throw them back and demand chocolate. That means sometimes you need to assert yourself and ask for what you really want, even when even when faced with challenges. I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Brett Berlianto. I want to tell about what is idioms and proverbs. Idioms are phrases which not can be understood simply by looking at the meaning of the individual word in the phrase. For example, one sentence like hit the nail on the head, which meaning this idiom means to describe something accurately or to identify the main point of situation. It signifies being precise or correct in one's assessment or statement. For the second example is cost an arm and a leg, which meaning this idiom is used to describe something that is very expensive. It implies that the cost of something is so high that it feels like it requires sacrificing a significant amount. Like for the last example is bite off more than you can chew, which the meaning is this idiom means to take on a task or responsibility that is too difficult or overwhelming to handle. It suggests that someone has committed to something beyond their capabilities or capacity. For the next is proverbs. What is proverbs? Proverbs are short phrases with a literal meaning that taps into a shared truth or imparts advice. The example is a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, meaning it's better to hold onto what you have for certain rather than taking a risk for more than that might not materialize. The second example is actions speak louder than words. The meaning is what someone does is more important and revealing than what they say. For the last example is don't put don't put all your eggs in one basket, which meaning is don't risk everything on a single opportunity or plan. Diversify to reduce risk. I think that's all from me. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, my name is Aida Lutfia and my number student is 22010555070. And in this video, I will talking about idioms and proverb. Check this out. Okay, the second is the definition of proverb. Another example. Proverb is a short sentence that people often quote, which give adverb or tells you something about life. For example, the first example, all good things must come to the end, as a meaning everything done, good thing does last forever. And the second, easy come, easy go, a meaning when you make money quickly, it's very easy to lose it quickly as well. And the third, like father, like son, as a meaning, say when a son is similar to his father, also like mother, like daughter. I think that's all for me. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce you. My name is Muhammad Farhan. Now I want to explain about idioms and proverbs. Idioms are phrases that don't mean what they literally say. They are a splash of color in our daily conversations. For example, when someone say they are feeling blue, they don't mean they turn to the color blue. They are saying they are feeling sad. Next, proverbs. Proverbs are short saying that express a truth or piece of advice. They've been passed down through generations and are often culturally significant. Take the early bird catches the worm. It means that success comes to those who prepare well and put in effort. So, what's the difference? Idioms are about expressions. They spice up our language and can be quite puzzling if taken literally. Proverbs, on the other hand, are about imparting wisdom or advice. There are often universal truths that apply to many situations. Understanding idioms and proverbs can unlock new levels of language and culture. So keep an ear out of out for these expressions, and you'll be speaking like a native in no time. Until next time, keep exploring the beauty language. So that's all from me, and thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.